Chris Evans' Captain America return just received its biggest update in a major Avengers. Doomday theory explains how it is possible. Chris Evans will be one of the stars of Avengers. Doomsday, and following major reveals, a new Marvel Cinematic Universe theory shows how the actor could be back as his version of Captain America. Evans was one of the main faces of the MCU for several years, with the actor being a constant on-screen presence from 2011 to 2019. After co-leading the MCU's Avengers movies with Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man as the de facto leaders of the team, Evans' Captain America bowed out of the MCU in Avengers Endgame, staying in the past with Peggy Carter. An older Steve Rogers left his shield with Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson. Now, it seems like both versions of Captain America could share the screen in the Multiverse Saga's first Avengers movie. While Avengers, Doomsday's story is still being kept under wraps for now, its cast has started to build up. Marvel Studios has brought back the MCU's biggest faces, with Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Doom, Kang the Conqueror's MCU replacement after Marvel fired Jonathan Majors, while Chris Evans' role remains undisclosed. According to a new MCU theory and a major casting report, Evans could play Captain America again. Chris Evans was supposed to come back as Captain America earlier. Evans' shocking casting in Avengers. Doomsday was not the last piece of surprising news regarding the actor's MCU role. A new report from Deadline stated that Chris Evans will likely play Steve Rogers in Avengers Doomsday. Interestingly, the report also revealed groundbreaking news about a movie that never was. According to the report, Evans was initially in talks with Marvel to return for a standalone Captain America movie back in 2021. The project was also supposed to feature Haley Atwell's return as Peggy Carter. However, Marvel was never able to nail down a story for the Captain America movie. The reveal connects to reports from 2021 regarding Evans and Marvel talking about the actor making an MCU comeback. Deadline was also the first to report the news back then. At the time, it was said that Evans would return as Steve Rogers in at least one MCU movie, with the possibility of doing so for a second film. That said, instead of a standalone Captain America movie like the new report states, Evans' role was then thought to be similar to RDJ's after the Iron Man trilogy ended. On Twitter, Chris Evans debunked the news via the direct. A major Avengers Doomsday casting makes Steve Rogers' return more likely. Chris Evans is one of many MCU stars confirmed to be appearing in Avengers Doomsday. Major characters have already been announced to return for the film, which includes Mackie's Sam as Captain America, Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom, Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four, Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange, and some members from Marvel Studios' upcoming Thunderbolts*. While Evans playing Steve Rogers in the MCU film would already make sense due to Anthony Mackie's confirmed return as Sam Wilson and Sebastian Stan's Bucky Barnes, likely being one of the Thunderbolts to appear. Another casting makes Steve's return even more likely. Haley Atwell will reportedly appear in Avengers Doomsday. The actress is said to be reprising her Agent Carter role. Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers are one of the MCU's most beloved couples. After the original version of Peggy died in Captain America Civil War, Atwell has been back in the MCU in multiple projects as different versions of Peggy. Those include both multiverse variants of the character, with Atwell playing two versions of Peggy's superhero counterpart, Captain Carter, in animation and live action, and appearing as young Peggy in Avengers Endgame. Peggy Carter's Avengers casting bodes well for Steve Rogers' return. An Avengers Doomsday theory explains how Captain America and Peggy Carter could return. Based on Haley Atwell and Chris Evans' MCU returns, as well as how reports describe she will play Agent Carter, not Captain Carter, and he is likely to play Steve Rogers again and Avengers. Doomsday theory could explain their roles in the movie. According to the new theory, the actors could come back as the versions of Steve and Peggy that were last seen together in Avengers Endgame. That MCU film showed that it was possible for old Steve to travel to the main MCU timeline, so the Avengers could also go to the one where he stayed with Peggy. This would ensure that Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr.'s Avengers Doomsday returns happen in two very different ways. While Downey would play the main villain of the multiverse saga, Evans would be back as his original hero, leading the Avengers once again. The Avengers Doomsday theory notes how the movie could end with Doctor Doom winning and creating Battleworld, just like the comics' Secret Wars event.